few words about Patriji.
Oh my God, that's the most difficult question actually.
Meditation in terms of law enforcement, in the military, in the Air Force, in Navy.
He was never a limelight seeker. To build a more stronger nation, your idea of making India superpower. What is superpower? It is power of mind. It is not power of gun or power of money. It is the power of mind. So you can make India superpower only by teaching meditation to young kids.
Hello everyone, hi, this is Pari Patri and I'm very excited to be in front of you to bring a guest before you, a very special guest, where we will learn about his story, about meditation in his life and the importance of meditation not just in everyday life but also meditation in terms of law enforcement, in the military, in the Air Force, in Navy. Why is it important and how is it going to benefit the entire world? So let's begin without any ado. Here we have Ritesh. Namaste. I'm very excited to be here with you, and I genuinely actually am excited because this, first of all, I love learning your story, and the second thing is the subject that we are going to discuss is very close to me, and I live in US in Maryland. I had the opportunity to go and teach the military there. Where I mentioned to you before that I was very scared, I was very nervous. First of all, how I would be received, me being Indian, not knowing American English, and then being there. But it was very warm welcome. So, but anyways, we'll get there. First, I want to know about you, your background. Where are you from? Just your story.
First of all, thank you very much for inviting me. I'm honored. My story is a very long one. I'll keep it pretty short here because of the paucity of time. I'll start from where I met sir.
Yes.
And it has all happened with an accident, and it was a good accident. I was posted in Pathankot, and I wanted to go to Allahabad for, it was during that Kumbh time. So I have planned to go there, but there's a friend of mine who was in Chandigarh, so he said, take me also with you. I was going by road, driving down. So I came to Chandigarh, took him, and we moved by road. And while going to Delhi, I met with a small road accident wherein the vehicle has somehow hit my vehicle from behind, and then I have to stay in Delhi for a day. And I dropped my friend to the railway station. He went because it was essential for him to go, and I stayed for repair of this thing, which could not happen on the same day, which I was expecting. So I called up somebody, wanted to spend some time in the evening. So there was a meditation session which was on in Delhi. So I called the group admin and asked about it, and she said that they are going there, and if they are going through Kant only, and they can pick me up. So as luck could have it, place from where they were passing by, it was just next to my guest room where I was staying. So I moved out of the guest room, and there they were and there was only one seat, the co-driver seat, and I sat down and I reached, and my meditation journey started from there, because I was not aware that sir is coming there. And there was a meditation 45 minutes. And from there it all started, though I used to do meditation in my school days, and but that was not in the sense very regular one. But now I have started doing it regularly. But beyond this, the story is this craving for meditation was always there, because I have seen the benefits of it when I was playing hockey for the army.
So before your background, that you are in army, you are in defense. Okay.
So I joined from childhood. I wanted to be a soldier. So I joined military school when I was 10 and a half years old. In class 7th I joined, and after that I went to NDA after class 12th, and then from there to the armed forces in various capacity. So this craving to understand yoga and meditation was always there, but not so prominent as it was at the later stage in life. So I read this book, an autobiography of a yogi, when I was in class 9th in Sainik school. I happened to have, and that intrigued me and interested me in this field because of the miracles it has mentioned in that book. So that was the turning point for me to get inclined. But at that time I was not aware the importance of vegetarianism and meditation, the connection. So being in the forces, I was into non-vegetarian. So at some point of time I always realized that what I want to achieve, I'm not achieving it to its full potential. I never knew for what reason it was. After some time, this craving of leaving non-veg become very, very strong. And the day, and again this is started with a slight intervention medically, where I was told that cholesterol level was very high, and so it's all started with again a small intervention where there was a medical condition in which I have to go for a angiography. And that's the time when doctors, I was on the operation table and they have shown me on the screen that there is a vein which is blocked, and that needs intervention in the form of stent. So I said no, it is not required, because by that time I was very sure that I don't want any intrusion into my physical body as such, because I always believed in naturopathy and things like that. And there was a very, very strong inclination that I should leave non-veg, and even doctors also suggested if you become a vegetarian it will help you. So that was a blessing in disguise, and that's the I remember the date also. It was 11th of June 2018 when I stopped it for all, and within 6 months the life has transformed. I started meditating very well. Life has become very focused. I met Sir, then the journey has started, and then there is no looking back. That something which was missing was over and done with. So that's the time I realize the importance of vegetarianism and its connection with meditation. I am not saying that people who are non-vegetarian and they will meditate, they will not get result. But what I am trying to say here, that if you really want to have the best of the results, you got to be vegetarian, and then you will understand the beauty of meditation, the kind of experiences you will have in after that. So I have personally experienced it. Things have changed since then. I have become more like academician, in the sense that I have started concentrating on my studies more, and there was no fear of exams, which was earlier there, and I always knew that I will clear it with good scores, which was always there, that kaise number aayenge, what kind of. So that has finished. So that is, and that's why I want to say that meditation is very, very important for the students, for the youngsters, for the young generation, for everybody, for every professional, and especially where the stress level is very high, like in the Air Force, for the flyers. Extremely important. I have flown aircrafts, and I know the kind of stress level which you go through during training period. If it is inculcated in the training period, the performance level will be beyond imagination for the pilots. That is my personal, and it can be tested and tried also. Similarly for the sailors, because these are very, very stressful jobs.
Right.
and meditation can do wonders. I was in Uri sector. It is one of the most stressful areas. But if somebody asks me what was the best time you have in your life, I would say that 2 years which I spent there. So probably people may say, yeah, you are out of your brains saying that. But yes, it was, because that was the place where for 2 years you do meditation naturally.
Right.
It is such a peaceful and in the sense naturally peaceful place where you, though you are on the line of control and there's a lot of other dangers, and this thing was there, but if you are a meditator,
Yeah.
you're happy. My commanding officer used to ask me, "Ki why you are always smiling?" So I never said that I am, because I am always in a meditative mood or things like that. But it gives you a natural meditative kind of an atmosphere where you even sit and close your eyes, you go into that this thing. So the people who are posted in high altitude area and super high altitude area, away from the family, I think nothing is better than meditating. Even if they meditate for 10 to 15 minutes, not longer, it is very good. And if group meditation can be done, though I don't know how it will be feasible because of the lay of the ground and the people, how they are deployed there.
Right.
But even if 5 to 10 people together sit together and do group meditation, the results will be wonderful. The stress level will go down, the fratricides will go down. And I have tried it in my own unit during COVID time. We were doing extensively for work for the army, and but we were also meditating, and it has given extremely good results. So
In what way? How would you say what?
see, my 20 drivers have moved from one place with unit to high altitude, and all my drivers were meditating, and there was one case in which the JCO, he has come from leave, and he has done his tests, but because of the exigency of the situation, he has to join, and his result has come little later. So by the time he moved with my driver in his own vehicle, in the army vehicle, and they exchanged food, water, like buddies. And halfway through the journey, the results have come out of the JCOs coming from leave, because it was compulsory for everybody who is coming from leave to test. So it has come out, and what has happened was that he tested positive.
Okay.
Now my driver, he was very he called me, and he was very stressed. Ki, sir, I have to go on pension, and my and now they will isolate me and this thing. So I told him, you go and get yourself checked, you will be negative. And that is exactly what has happened. So he went there, and this person was isolated, but he was also kept for on observation, and twice he was tested, but both time he came negative.
Okay.
In fact, a lot of other soldiers got infected because of that, but none of my drivers.
Wow.
They went till the destination, and they have completed their duty and came back. The entire tenure I was there, and not a single case of COVID in my unit.
Wow.
So that is again, because in the defense forces there's a set routine. You get up early, you go for, after your morning ablutions, you go for PT and drill and things like that. So in the COVID it has stopped. So what they were doing, they were sitting in their own bed, and they were doing yoga and meditation.
Okay.
So that has helped them in nurturing their immunity.
Right.
So that is the importance of being regular, and it will be very good if same time, same place, early hours of the morning, the effects are very good, extremely good.
Wonderful.
So by nature, it is in our system that we get up early,
Yeah.
and by 8 o'clock we should be ready for our office. So we finish off with our PT and games by 7 o'clock, 6 to 7 and things like that.
Okay.
So that is kind of a set timing everywhere. So that's the ideal time for, if you're not running around,
Yeah.
you sit down
Yeah.
and meditate, especially for those people who are medically unfit to run,
Okay.
or they can always sit and do yogic exercises or meditation, and it is a great benefit. I have seen it happening, and I can say it with a lot of humility and confidence that wherever in the forces, especially whether it is Army, Navy, Air Force, Merchant Navy, all these stressful places, all the CPOs, the paramilitary forces, NCC, schools, colleges, universities, Sainik school, military schools. In fact, in Sitapur, there's a school where I have told them to start the class with 5 minutes of meditation, end it with 5 minutes of meditation, because in a 40 minutes class, the assimilation period is only 25 to 30 minutes. That's why that 40-minute time is scientifically kept. So if you do away with that 10 minutes with meditation, 5 minutes in the beginning, so 30 minutes assimilation is going to be much better than one without meditation.
Wow.
So wherever they have this 40 minutes class, I say that do it as an experiment. Do 5 minutes of meditation before the class. People should study and then do 5 minutes of meditation and see the results. And in due course of time, they will see the results coming. In the youngsters and the kids who are, they perform better. They assimilate faster, and the results are faster compared to older this thing. So that is what I have experienced.
Wow.
And they have great experiences. It is wonderful to listen to their experiences of meditation. So that inspires me to, it increases the level of concentration among kids. The problem today is that there are so many of diversions like mobile phones, these games and all those things.
Shows on Netflix.
Yeah. I per se, what has happened with me is that I have done away with everything. I don't see television, I don't see channels, I don't see anything. And still I have the latest of the information which is required for me. Because then you are ready to skim through what is important for you.
Right.
And that is what you require. You don't require clutter in your life. And that is what meditation does. It removes the clutter from your life, and that is very, very important. We had one session of NCC students and in Lucknow. Lucknow University, it was organized, and Patri sir was also there. And after that meditation, the experience when we listened to the NCC cadets, it was extremely beautiful. And it is a kind of motivational factor also. It motivates them more, it gives them more clarity. What they are doing is the thing what they are supposed to do as the right thing. Otherwise, at that age, because in the teens, most of the kids, they are indecisive. So what meditation does, it give them impetus to have a good decision making quality. Give them that confidence that yes, what we are doing is right, and this is the right way, and this is the right thing to do. And probably the intakes in the defense forces will also increase because of this, because people will be less indecisive in choosing their careers. And this is my personal view, that once somebody has joined NCC, somewhere in the back of the mind they want to wear a uniform in the later stages of life. So that's why they have chosen NCC. And I have met a lot of people in my service career where when they talk very proudly about their NCC days.
Yes.
When we were in NCC, we used to wear these uniforms, we used to fire this kind of a rifle or a. So, but for this reason, SSB clear nahi kar paye.
Yeah.
So that regret will not be there.
Right.
In the very beginning, if people adopt meditation, a lot of clarity will be there. They will be able to take their interview better, and their selection will be more,
Yes.
because everything is decided on your mental makeup, and this is what meditation does, make your mental makeup very, very focused on the things which you want to do, which you love to do. So if you want to become a uniformed soldier, meditation is going to help you.
Absolutely.
If you want to become a Air Force pilot, very important, because you have to concentrate and have those quick decisions in a split of a second. Meditation is going to do that for you. And you can it has that kind of a power where you can meditate and get to know and take correct decisions.
Absolutely. In fact, not just that, when you mention, I remember one thing. I was talking to one of the law enforcement officer in USA, and he was saying, like, for us, when we get into a house, maybe a domestic violence, they got a call and they have to go. When they enter, they don't even know if that person may have a gun. They can shoot them immediately. So it is not just like entering as a life and death question, and they have to be very in the moment. They cannot be anywhere, and they have to be calm and in the moment. And at that time, you have to make many decisions. And sometimes you go out of your hunch, because of experience or something, you have a hunch. It's like an intuition telling you, and you act upon it. Sometimes it may go wrong, but if you're in anxiety or kind of a high nervous situation, it might not help. So I would like to ask you about how meditation can help access that intuition or access that instincts and follow upon that.
That's a very good question, actually. And I'll give you a US example on this. There's a place called Fort Meade in USA, in I think Maryland or somewhere.
Probably, yeah.
So so in USA in 1960s, they have this experiment on remote viewing.
Yes. Yes.
It is nothing else.
Yeah.
Those remote viewers are meditators.
Yes. I'm glad you mentioned that. Yes.
And they have done extensive research on that.
Yeah.
And they have got results. There's an entire book written on it. There are still people working on it. It was a very secret program of US Army, but I don't know, they might be still working on that.
Yes, yes.
So, and wonderful results. I will, though these results are being mentioned in those books, and very, very effective results. In fact, people say that it is written in one of the books also, that Cuban Missile Crisis, when they have not been able to locate those submarines, the Russian submarines which were towing these vessels which were having those tubes of the missile, they have taken help of a remote viewer.
Okay.
And that remote viewer, through meditation, could give 8-figure grid reference, because in ocean it is 8-figure grid reference, otherwise it's a 6-figure. And they have located the submarines there.
Wow.
And when they have located the submarines there, because they were giving prophylactic security to those civilian vessels in which these tubes were there, they could identify those vessels. And that's how the Cuban Missile Crisis has come into for this thing. People might not be knowing, but it is a remote viewer who has done it.
Wow. Because I've heard about this a lot, remote viewing. A lot of US X space program.
Yes. Lot of research has, lot of research has gone into it, and lot of good results.
And it's nothing but just sitting and actually astral traveling or third eye visions, what we may call here.
Yes. In Haridwar, what has happened, this experiment we have carried out, and this gentleman was sitting next to me. We just closed our eyes and meditated for 5 minutes, and we just have to keep one of their items on our hand and do that. We did that experiment, and I told him that you must be from the agriculture department, or you must be having a hobby of gardening or something. And he said yes. I never knew this fellow. Just for meditating for 5-10 minutes, and since you are meditating earlier also, it is in your practice. And similarly for that gentleman, he too spoke about my entire house.
Okay.
Your house is like this, you enter like this and that. It is probably there in the video.
Wow.
And I said, wow, you are a... So he was a greater meditator than me.
Absolutely.
So you don't know who is sitting next to you, how big is his meditation techniques, how good he is meditated in this life, in the past life.
Wow.
So he told everything कि sir आपके घर में घुसते ही ऐसा है, there's a photo and this and that and those many. This is what remote viewing is. That is exactly what we are talking about here.
Yes.
But
India, it's not open to public.
Yes, it is not open to public.
Any experience you personally had in accessing that intuition or following your instincts?
Yes, quite a few, but I'll mention you one.
Okay.
Long back when I was in one of the duties where in the field, and I was going for some operations which was given to me by my higher headquarters. So early in the morning we were moving to a place, from place A to place B, which was around 30 to 40 kilometers from my place. So as we moved out, say after going about 10 kilometers, I found early in the morning a boy walking next to the road.
Okay.
So any passerby will take it as a normal morning walk.
Right.
But I don't know. I stopped my vehicle, got down, never spoke to that gentleman, just went to him, put my hand in his pocket and take out, and it was a drug.
Okay.
So drug and its connection to the anti-nationals are straight away. So if he is being supplied by drug, there is a source.
Yeah.
So we asked him, and then we got the further information from it, out of the blue.
Yeah.
It's one of the examples.
But sometimes, like you went ahead and caught that boy. There may be some officers who might be scared to act upon their intuition, maybe because they may get into trouble.
No, actually I have not caught him.
Okay, you just...
I never wanted to, miff him or something like that. I just got down from my vehicle, went to him. Before he could react, I just put my hands inside his pocket and took out that stuff. Did nothing. He was also amazed what has happened to him. And then I don't have to do anything. I have to ask him, kahan se mila aapko?
Yeah.
So he has to tell.
Yeah. Wow.
So this is, you don't have to be very, very coercive. The coercive techniques will become more, easier to handle.
Correct.
Interrogation techniques.
Right.
It can be benefited. You can really follow those international laws and interrogation techniques if you do meditation, because you will know what are the right questions. Right. And you can read his mind. and you can ask those questions.
Yes.
So you don't have to use force. You will ask those questions for which, what is the interrogation technique? It is asking right questions at the right time. And the right time is when he is thinking that thing in his mind कि कहीं ये तो नहीं पूछ देगा, और अगर आपने पूछ दिया तो उसको बोलना पड़ेगा.
Right.
He will be in awe. So that is where it is going to help those law enforcement in their interrogation techniques.
Correct.
Great help. But it has to be a regular into the system of that individual who is doing it. Not कि आपने एक दिन meditation किया और next day आपको लगा कि आप उसमें पारंगत हो जाएंगे in the introduction technique. No. So that's why train early. That's why I emphasize train kids, school going kids, boys, to build a more stronger nation. Your idea of making India, superpower.
Yes.
What is superpower? It is power of mind. It is not power of gun or power of money. It is the power of mind.
Yes.
So you can make India superpower only by teaching meditation to young kids. And I am saying it with a lot of emphasis, and I am very sure about it.
So, sir, first thing I want to mention is I'm a women's empowerment coach, and I'm very, very passionate about women leading, being in positions of power in any department. So here the question comes about women in army or women in general forces, service department. How important is meditation for them, and what way would it help them, support them?
Actually, for women in army, I think it is more important for men.
Okay.
Because women also it is important, but as far as women in the forces are concerned, it is very much required to balance the gender equality first, and to take out that bias from the mind of the people that women cannot do it.
Yeah.
Women were fighter pilots in Israeli Air Force from quite some time, and they have done wonders. Osama bin Laden was killed because of a woman intelligence officer. No one knows about it. She was the one who tracked him out. There were two women in this, but this is the one who tracked him out, and Osama bin Laden was removed from the face of the world because of the woman. So they have great I would say intellectual power, and it is very important that women should be empowered, not only in defense forces but everywhere. In UN that parity is not there. United Nations, which talks about women empowerment, when I have gone into the, I don't know what is the status now, but when I have looked for it, there were 30% only. It should be, they talk about 50%, 50-50, but in United Nations it is not there. So what I am trying to say here is that if we are talking about women empowerment, it should start from your own home.
Yes.
You should empower women in your own home. Then only you can empower, and that's why I like this forum, Patri sir's idea, because he gives emphasis to a lot of women empowerment. That is one thing which is really, really very in this organization, the women come forward and they do work and see the results. It is the first time when I was in Rishikesh and I saw this program for 3 days. I said, I was just thinking in with 3 days, what will I do? What is there to this thing, the doubt?
Yeah.
When I went there and when I saw the program, I was not having time to take a dip in the holy Ganges, which was just flowing next to you, because मैं गया था, मैंने कहा ऋषिकेश I'm going, I'll take a dip. So I was like thinking ki which program to leave and go and take a dip, because since morning till evening it was all engaged in such wonderful program, and most of the program was carried out by women, traditional dances, and wonderful. So this is one platform where I have seen there is no gender bias, and in fact women is given more empowerment here, and this should be the guideline for the rest of the organizations also, okay, how women can be empowered. And if you're talking about a global world, you cannot have global world without empowering women, because the leader of the global world is going to be a woman. It cannot be, I'm telling you in record, it has to be a woman, because woman has compassion. She has gone through the motherhood, Janani. To be a leader, a global leader, you got to go through those experiences to understand the other human being as human being or being.
Right.
That's why you will find women are more compassionate to animals. You will find more women leaning towards vegetarianism.
Right.
So we have to understand that,
Yes.
this thing, and you have to empower women to in every facet of the universe, and that's how you can have that kind of cosmic power which you are looking for, and it is there in our scriptures.
Absolutely.
Why Dharti Mata and why Bharat
Yeah,
Mata,
Mother Earth.
Mother Earth, and why Durga Devi, no Devya, and we have it in our culture, but sadly so we have not imbibed in our own system.
Yeah.
I don't know why. As I said, I repeat it. The question was, women need meditation? Yes,
Yeah.
they
Men
need
need-
meditation, but men
Men
need more.
Yes, yes.
So,
Yes. And probably women are very naturally intuitive.
absolutely, naturally intuitive.
Yeah.
Because that's why they have been given this responsibility by Mother Nature to rear a child. Why man has not been given? It is because of this, because nature knows what is appropriate for whom.
Right.
So we should also know, we should start
Absolutely.
learning.
Yes.
More close to the nature will know.
Probably that's why one of the things that we emphasize is teaching women and meditation, and then they can teach their kids from a very early age meditation, because only a mother can give that pass on.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
My last two questions I want to ask you about your work now in schools, colleges, or wherever you are at. How can we bring this awareness of compassion and harmony into the world?
See, the answer is very simple. We have to inculcate the discipline first. So once the kids are disciplined, in the sense not by the this thing, by a method of rod, but rearing it, डंडे की जोर से नहीं, प्यार से. And the first step is to be an example. आप मेडिटेशन में बैठोगे तो बच्चा अपने आप आके बैठ जाएगा कुछ दिन बाद. आप if you will do that puja, वो भी हाथ जोड़ के बैठ जाएगा.
Yes.
You will meditate there. So it should. So charity begins at home. So you have to start doing it, everybody at their homes first, and kids will follow. They have why they have that clarity of vision is because the mind is not cluttered. It has not gone into the rigmarole of the life as such. They are receiving it. That's why they are so inquisitive. So why can't you satiate that inquisitiveness by telling them, you sit for 10 minutes, meditate, and you will have all your answers.
And my last question, few words about Patriji.
Oh my God, that's the most difficult question actually, because He is a cosmic father. He is. I am nobody to speak about him, but I have great reverence for him. And if somebody has to, I'm having goosebumps speaking about him, because he is a man of principles. He has done so much for the society, for the country, without being in the limelight. He was never a limelight seeker. I have seen his dedication to meditation, teaching meditation. My God, I was in Sitapur. He came out of, took breakfast. It was scorching heat, early the 9:30, 10 o'clock, garmi thi. And few civilians somehow happened to get inside that academy where we were. वहीं सर ने धूप में ही खुद बैठ गए और उन 5 लोगों को बिठा लिया. उसमें he was a small kid also, started meditating in that scorching heat. At this moment I realize the kind of dedication, if everybody has like him, there is no looking back for this country. You know, whatever we are dreaming about, we got to have that kind of a dedication also to that. Like sir has gone all the way to teach one person a journey through bus for 6 or 8 hours, and stood in front of his house waiting for that gentleman to come out, not knocking the house कि बाकी लोगों को disturb होगा. When that gentleman used to come out, he used to teach him meditation, again take that bus and go back. कौन करता है? Who has that kind of a time and this thing? किसके पास है इतना dedication? And 40 years he's been doing this. Probably more than that. 40 years is just a number which I am talking about. But उनके बारे में बोलना मतलब सूरज को जो है वो दिया दिखाने वाली बात होगी कि he is the cosmic power. We should get enriched from his presence, and whoever is there in his aura, in his company, in his connect also. I'm not talking about mobile connect. I never connect with Patri sir with mobile. I connect him one to one.
Yeah.
And every meditator should connect to him. We don't need mobile. If we have to connect to Patri sir, we connect through our meditative intuitions and power. And that's how I manifest his whenever I need him. That's the secret I always say to sir in my prayers, ki sir, you are required here. And see, he is here.
Yes.
So, but if anything which is to be, you know, there are so many things, but one thing, if a person has to learn from him, it is the passion for what you do and dedication for that passion. ये 2 चीजें ही सीख जाए ना, बाकी सब तो छोड़ दीजिए.
Yes.
So world will be a wonderful place to live.
Wonderful. I can't tell you how happy I am today that I've come to Chandigarh and met you. And learnt about your story, and I'm feeling you have inspired me to do more work and to teach this in a more passionate way that you mentioned. Seriously, talking to you has inspired me, motivated me, and I'm sure this is everybody who's watching this will feel the same.
Thank you.
And again, we are very, very grateful and honored by your presence here.
Thank you very much. I'm also honored. And see, this inspiration is also mutual. We should inspire each other. And that is what meditation teaches us.
Yes.
Keep inspiring each other. And that is the soul of this whole concept of meditating, inspiring, and propagating meditation, so that the world is a better place to live.
Absolutely.
Thank
Thank you
very much.
very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.